This is going to be a tarot and channeled reading. Live. Clearly unedited. Clearly unscripted. Just like how we like it, right? Goodness, can I talk today? I know at one of the lives, we asked Brandon, our moderator, when was the next Mercury retrograde? I believe he said it was end of June, mid-June to late June. If Brandon comes in the room, correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like I feel it already. That have very, very strong mercurial placements. And as a collective messenger, I tend to kind of get a little jumbled. A lot of information comes at me. I tend to go through a lot of personal things during Mercury retrograde. So it's a very interesting time. For sure, for sure. But let's talk about the more obvious. We are in full moon energy. It's a full moon in Sagittarius. Does anybody have significant Sagittarius placements? I do. My North Node is in Sag. Hi, welcome in. That Damo J. I think I've said, can I talk? I think I've said your username wrong before. More than likely. So while we wait for people to enter the room, let's do some research because this is also how my Gemini works. Full moon Sagittarius. Because I am an intuitive, I would not consider myself an astrologer, although I do utilize astrology in my methods. Yes. We will also be putting a added service to our website from via my mentor Miriam. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach for the last 6 years. I talk about Miriam a lot because she's a huge part of my journey. And I kind of knew like midway that we would be dealing with each other for a long time. As I'm playing with my cards and semi-shuffling, I see Miriam, Queen of Pentacles. Hi, Miriam. I love you so much. I'm a big believer that coaches and mentors also need their own coaches and mentors. No one successful in life has gotten anywhere by themselves, and that's what they don't tell you. Let's not forget that kings and queens and people in leadership positions have utilized intuitives and astrologers to make major decisions for their lives, and I have as well. If I did not come across Miriam and request her services, we would not be alive today. If you're curious about my awakening story and how I became a tarot reader, go and check out my other playlists, Soul Detours for my side quest stories. And we have been adding to that as time goes on, but my focus has been in so many other places as the business has been expanding and growing. We have the intuitive channeling watercolor playlist. That's been my new favorite because it's not tarot, but you're getting just as much, if not more, messages from tarot, and they are timeless. So when the message reaches to you, or if you're curious and you click on it, then it should resonate in some form or will. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I like when you guys keep me posted on how your guys' readings transpire. Hi, Mr. Meow G. Allie. Welp. You don't believe in such things. Well, I don't know how I ended up in your algorithm. That's weird. Astrology for this full moon. And I assume it's part of the channeled message. Otherwise, Spirit wouldn't bring it up, right? Do you guys want me to give me my, like, where I'm finding this? Well, don't be a troll, but double tap to like the video. I guess. Trolls, you sometimes help me with boosting my algorithm. Did you know that? As much as it can be annoying. That's why people like Tyler's Tarot, their channel does so well. Because he doesn't tell them like not to come back like I do. He has a different approach. He fights with them. Your reading, Badger Gaming, was that I would get to know the person I wanted to get to know. You said I would have the opportunity, but I didn't. Well, it looks like you have still the rest of your life. And Badger Gaming, if you were talking about me, let's not forget that I told you that I'm slow to get to know. And also, good luck with that. Please be considerate of my time and my energy. I do block people and have very low tolerance. So if I feel you pulling on my energy, I will shake you off. Like I've blocked people that have been clients, even if they've sent me money. I've had people send me hundreds of dollars, but because they were crossing boundaries, I don't play with that. It's not about money for me, okay? This is about love, sharing my love and my creations with the collective and it being reciprocal. David, hi, welcome in. Thank you, thank you. Okay, can we get to our reading? Can I do what I came here to do? Or are you guys just gonna be selfish and take me for yourself? Okay, think about it that way. A lot of readers will talk about this too, like even Miriam. We take breaks. Okay, I love, the people in the chat and, my subscribers. I really do. But some of you guys gotta really check yourself. And if I gotta be the one to teach you that, I will. Because it is love. Like, if you really care and love people, it's way different than admiring someone, okay? We are human beings. We have feelings just like you. Getting into it, full moon in Sagittarius. Liberation is written in the stars by Laura Chung. Hope is a dangerous thing. Wow, already getting into it, and I'm thinking of Miriam because this is something that we've talked about a lot. If you guys didn't know, I'm an Aquarius sun. Aquarius is the sign of hope, humanitarianism, advocacy, prayer. Hi, Brandon. Welcome in. Okay. When you hope for an outcome, there are expectations, and when they don't happen, we inevitably get let down. And yet, there is a dire situation. Hope is all we can cling to. There are times when all we have is our faith, a mystical and numinous force that we pray to. This full moon and the cosmic alignments are just what we need right now, a restoration of a belief in the impossible, and dare I say, some good luck. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, Mackie Ken. Hey. Hi, Mark. Hi, Brandon. I like how you guys are starting to remember each other's names. Aw, we are really building here, you guys. That's so cool. It's been a while since I've been on Miriam and Heather's channel, Woke One's Revolution. If you're interested in more astrology stuff, I would say go over there because that's where I'm basically merging. We have done a couple collabs already with the Real World Astrology podcast. And there's a few clips over there, including one video where they're using my chart. And it's actually very useful for the rest of the collective, which is why we recorded it. Just FYI, your actual name is Ryan. Hello, Ryan. I did get your email, by the way. Yes, I did read it. Life keeps lifing, dude. I guess you'll get to know me. You'll get to know me very soon. But it's like in increments because I have so many stories to share, to be honest. So it's like, I don't know, you kind of have to ask a question and like zoom in. Anyone have significant Sagittarius placements? You just ignored it. Is that what you meant to say? Only kidding. Oh my goodness. Okay. Full moon in Sagittarius horoscopes. What about this? Don't like that one. Any more information for the collective? Full moon in Sagittarius. Yes, solutions could manifest in this. No, I don't want to subscribe. That's annoying. Is this how you guys feel about me? I feel like I put a lot of free content, okay? This is my work. This is not free, you know? Okay. Okay, well, let's read a more astrology-based one. Brandon Bailey, yes, Woke One's Revolution. Thank you, thank you. If you'd like, Brandon, you're welcome to add the link. I was like, I don't always subscribe to that, but for Heather and Miriam, yes, I will. I haven't heard from Miriam in a few days, actually. I need to check in on her. This has to take a lot out of you. Yes, it does. It does. If you guys, like, have been around for anywhere from 3 to 6 years, you'll see that I've had a lot of ebbs and flows with my business and my channel, and there's huge reasons for that. There's no one that can, like, do this consistently as, like, a 9 to 5. It's not meant to be whatsoever. Sun and Taurus, Moon and Leo, rising Taurus, Badger. Ryan, that makes so much more sense with the way that you're responding to me. I have a Taurus Venus. I have a Leo in my 4th house. Yes, thank you, Brandon. I love Miriam and Heather so much. They are like my sisters. Miriam almost like my mother. A mother from a different timeline. Okay, the astrology version of this. A full moon occurs when the sun in Gemini opposes the moon in Sagittarius, a time of culmination. The full moon promises to fulfill what we started at the new moon. I'm getting ahead of myself, you guys. See, I told you it's my Gemini. It is an emotional time, a time of romance, fertilization, and relationships. So, fertilization, keyword, growing anything creatively, feeding anything monetarily, relationships, as they said. Taurus gang, oh, are you too? Interesting. My oldest son is a Taurus. Oh my gosh, you guys, just wait till they start coming out with their gifts. Just you wait. It's been mind-blowing to me how much they've been morphing, transforming, and changing right now. So it makes sense that, like, my business has switched gears because my focus has been them and their hobbies and making them shine. Well, they already shine, but cheerleading them, supporting them. So I am a mom of 2. I am very busy, always busy. So during this full moon, we have the opportunity to become fully aware of what has been lacking or missing in our lives. Have you guys been feeling that? This is a time for personal growth, particularly in terms of learning, adventure, spirited living, communication, sharing, and commuting. Yes, they are great for travel. The Gemini Sagittarius polarity is a mental axis where Gemini represents the lower mind and Sagittarius represents the higher mind. Very interesting because Miriam actually has a tarot course where she separates that for you. It's a different kind of reading, just FYI. It's almost like a way of auditing yourself, is the way she describes it. I have not taken her tarot course, but we have talked about collabing where I'm sitting there, almost like shadowing her in some ways and kind of being used as like an example for her teaching purposes, kind of like what they did with my chart. Makes sense? And basically sacrificing my some of my privacy and my opening up my readings to you guys so that you guys can learn. You don't need no cheerleader for you. Everybody needs support, right? I would say I'm very independent, so I also don't need a cheerleader, but sometimes it's nice. The Gemini sun encourages us to think logically, while the Sagittarius moon persuades us to intuit and think more broadly. Sagittarius symbolizes the quest for meaning and ideas that expand upon the here and now. Gemini is comfortable in its immediate environment or neighborhood, while Sagittarius stirs us to venture beyond it. That is a very interesting combo, isn't it? Because Sagittarius and Gemini are known to be like travelers and nomads in their own right, but they're also way different. Like Sagittarius will want to jump states or travel internationally and learn a new language, where Gemini is cool just like going to a different city and talking to a stranger on a boat, and that's like the highlight of their day. Does that make sense? The difference between Gemini and Sagittarius, but very similar. It's important to remember that neglecting either end of the axis will surely backfire on us. Wonderful. However, the full moon invites us to find a balance between the two energies, guiding us towards a harmonious state. That's what it's always about, right? Trying to find the balance. This full moon is about communication, attitude, and a sense of adventure. Something has been building inside of us now, and now is when the energy of the cosmos fairly demands that we let it out. Over the next 2 weeks, we will discover what this means for us. For now, we can sit on our feelings. We need to express them. Okay, so it says we can't sit on our feelings. I might have not said that clearly. Yes, because Sagittarius is they're not just the truth teller, they embody the truth with their whole being. So much so that Sagittarius does have to explore outside of their own environment because it can't be contained. Makes sense. That makes sense to me. So, this illuminates the conflict between logic and intuition and faith. I definitely feel that. Do you guys feel that? I've been having a little bit of a struggle. But I would say, intuition just sometimes does not make sense. And yet, it will be hard to ignore, but it can be a whisper. It can be very subtle. I get along great with them, could date one of them. I don't like clingers too. Which one, Sagittarius or Geminis? I like Sagittariuses for the most part, as friends, not as partners. But I've also never been, I've had significant Sagittarius placement people. Sag, yeah, I love them as friends. One of the first light workers that I came across online, she's a Sagittarius sun. And she does astrology and travels doing her own podcast, so it's very fitting for her sign, right? So these new feelings and revelations are emotional ones, as there is a sense of emotions bursting forth into our consciousness. It's time to express ourselves and to let things out of our systems. Of course, we should exercise some care while doing so, knowing that what is coming out of us is fresh, unrefined, and not particularly rational yet. This full moon harmonizes with Pluto and Saturn. You guys have been feeling that Pluto to Taurus square? I think that's what it is. A lot of people are complaining about that. It has impacted me in a interesting way that I have not been fond of as well, but it is because it is trying to change and transform my life. And I have recognized that and I've come into acceptance with that. So if you're someone that's also going through a square, if you don't know what that means, it's tension, pressure. Gosh, this can come up in so many ways. For me, it's impacting my home. bringing up some major psychological triggers deep, deep in the psyche. And in some ways, it ties with the past life where I was like thrown out of my home, things ripped away from me materially. And I think I do have indigenous culture and, my whole extended family, they're all immigrants. So it does, make sense, being a scapegoat and black sheep. Normally, we are meant to break the family ancestral cycle. So we hold that ancestry in our body and our DNA. So they say in my spiritual groups that we tend to feel that more so. So when it transpires in some way in this life, it's almost like your nervous system feels it times 10. And no one understands this. They just see that you're in pain, right? Sag definitely takes spontaneous to the next level. Yes, they do. What country does your family originate from? I have some family that were from the Philippines, Puerto Rico, which I know is part of the US technically, but they've been trying to separate themselves. We'll see what happens with that. I was like, people have obviously different opinions on why that is. And obviously, Puerto Ricans would tell you differently than what other people in, like, say, Washington would say. Korea, Germany, Ireland, Spain. I would say those are the main ones. It's a strong time for motivation and ambition. This lunation's harmony with Juno helps us bring more finesse and style to our interactions. Ooh, I love Juno. I could go into a whole video just talking about Juno, you guys. For a Gemini, that doesn't sound like traveling afar. Your family sure do. Well, you have to consider someone's other placements, right? Yeah, I'm a Gemini rising. I guess technically I do a lot of local travel. I guess I never like looked at it that way. But my soul has already traveled all over the world in many lives. So I don't feel that need to like discover other places as much as other people do. I know that sounds odd, but I really don't. I don't. I have a different feeling where I want to be rooted. That's probably why you're attracted to my energy. Just FYI. It's your Taurus. You can sense this about me. Korean and German is actually a really interesting combo. I feel like this says a lot about your personality, independent and settled. I mean, I don't know if my personality came from that culture. I guess. Maybe. I'm sure some parts did contribute to that, but I never thought of it that way. Like I never thought about like my German side and how much that has impacted me. I haven't, well, it's because I haven't done a full dive into my grandpa's side of things. We will eventually. I don't even know how much Native American I am and what tribes. I know that someone knows. I just haven't gotten around to it. But obviously, it does contribute to me being an intuitive and being able to do what I do. Yes. Yes. Somewhere along the way, the art got lost in my family lineage. So, automatically splitting the deck, the tower. Funny, funny. There's more Pluto energy. You're part Catawba Indian. Interesting. Hello, hello, welcome in. Show me more. Five of Wands in reverse. Knight of Swords. Six of Swords. Okay, that's funny because we're talking about expression and truce. So, obviously take what resonates, but there could be a truth or a conversation coming up that has not been expressed, but is about to if it hasn't already. Your heritage is French, English, Norwegian, and Irish. Very interesting. Annie Kit. 12421. Yes, this is a collective message. Or whoever it resonates with. Channeled messages. Chariot in reverse and Temperance. I keep getting this message too. Cancer season, July might be a shift. Yes, I don't know if you've participated in the other lives, but sometimes we do free questions. You know what was interesting? I think someone that follows me started doing that as well, and I thought that was kind of odd. I very much don't like copycat behavior, so if you are someone that's like a tarot reader and you start like being weird like that and copying my content, just know that I note it and clock it, and I have very low tolerance, so please go get your own ideas and stop siphoning my energy. It's very common for me. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's in my chart. It comes with the admiration. And like, yeah, I know it just be like that sometimes. Like, I'll do something and it goes trending, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't even want to do it anymore. I think that's part of the channel message too. Which is very Sagittarius too. Sagittarius appreciates individuality and originality, right? Wouldn't you say? But like, I know that she started doing it because of me, because in the last 3 months she's consistently popped up in the chat in my channel, and then within that same time frame, all of a sudden she's doing lots of free live tarot reading questions. And you know, it's not like I have a patent on the idea or whatever, whatever. It's just, I know I can't prove it, but I am a psychic. Calling you out, I think it's funny. And you know, these same people, they tend to be like admirers and supporters, let me just say, like people that will love bomb me. And so it makes it even worse. I got 12th house hidden enemies. So someone that can be my biggest cheerleader or fan, quote unquote, can also be someone that steals my ideas and tries to make it into their own, or take my energy or something from me. And I'm just like, why? Why? Oh, is it working? Never mind. Yeah, let me know. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That sucks. I was like, I don't have to use the mic, but it does make kind of a difference. The Hermit's Journey. Okay. Okay. Fine, fine. I give this message a lot, but let's talk about it again. Virgo energy. Your Virgo placements are really important for your spiritual journey. Why? Because a humbling needs to happen to counteract the ego. When the ego is too big, crazy things happen, okay? Crazy things, chaos. You think you're bigger than everyone in life. And then all of a sudden you get shot down and you have that realization that you're not more important than anyone, right? It's like finding that balance between, like, I do have special talents, gifts, and skills, but also at the same time, who am I, you know, to be of any more importance than the other? It's important. Now, with that being said, something that I teach my coaching clients, and I can say this, but it's a lot more difficult than people realize. And if you're someone that's done like a fitness program or consistently dieting, I would say that's the closest thing I can think of to the same kind of discipline. But you need to have that same kind of discipline in other areas of your life, of all things that you consume. Why? Because your intuition becomes so much more clear when you get more in touch with yourself. And we live in a high consumer, overstimulating time where it is literally designed to distract you and us and keep us out of touch with ourselves and source. So in tarot, the illustration of the hermit is that he's alone on the mountaintop, whatever, whatever. So this is the part of manifestations that I don't think tarot readers on YouTube talk about enough or a lot. Like, yes, we can predict things for you, and we get the hermit card and we're like, "Oh, this relationship won't work because you're going to be alone." Like, like, I'm just giving out like a very obvious random example that I see that is very common with readers when they pull the hermit card. Whereas they don't tell you like what you're supposed to be doing or what that process actually looks like. Like, okay, yeah, the guy is sitting there on the mountain, he's alone. But what does that look like? What is going through his mind? What are the questions he asks himself, and what kind of outcome and resolution comes from that? It's a long process. It very much is. And whether you're introvert or an extrovert, regardless, we are always impacted by the energies in the environment around us. So that's why he's on the mountaintop, right? Reflection, yes, reflection. She's speaking the truth. Thank you, thank you. I try my best. And Virgo is very consistent, similar to Capricorn energy, but I would say more tedious, very tedious. So when people enter my coaching program, I go through this process and look at their Virgo and see what's going on there and what needs to be refined and possibly, I wouldn't say sacrifice is more of a Pisces word for the hanged man, but mm, we'll have to come back to that because I can't think of a word or term, but I treat it very similar to where it's like kind of like a fitness program where you check in and you count your macros and your whatever, whatever. But instead of, well, we do food. Yes, we also do food, but it's also looking at other areas of your life. Like, how often are you scrolling? How often are you on your phone, your laptop, the internet? You say you want to build better relationships, but how often are you checking in with your people that you love and care about? When's the last time you had a really good conversation with them and you asked them, "How are you?" But they actually gave a genuine answer and you actually had a connection and a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think people appreciate that because you don't realize how you've been stuck in the matrix and this hustle and you get so detached from yourself and from others. And that's where depression happens, right? So yes, I would say the program is very spiritually replenishing. I think that's why there's been a few that have done a few rounds. Even though it's a 6-month program, like, you can still come back, like, with whatever goal or situation that you're having because healing is linear, right? There's no, like, end to this. So that's a message for someone. Like, I would say there's gotta be at least 2 to 3 of my coaching members where they are very hard on themselves, and I think that's, like, their biggest downfall is not what they're doing or not doing, just the fact that they're hard on themselves, and they don't have anyone around them to tell them that they're doing a good job. And you would be surprised and shocked, like, how much that does impact you and change your life, especially if you're someone like me, and that's why, like, coaches and mentors have made such a huge, I keep saying impact, but that's not even a big enough word. It just like transformed my life. And other people that have known me personally that have seen, the old Allie and the me now, compared to you guys, but no offense, you don't really know me like that. You just know what I share and tell you. But people that have literally been a witness to my life, like even they say like how or when. And I'm just like, it's literally because of that, because no one else was like there to be my strength. It was always, Allie, you're so strong. But then when I have someone that could mirror that same strength to me and, be that support and that rock for me, you would be surprised like how much you can overcome and do. And I love being able to do that for other people, you know? It's very fulfilling for me to watch people win. Negative vibes create negative energy for sure. Let's see some other cards. Watch the birds. The only constant thing you have in your life is yourself. You're there from the start to the end. No one else, nothing else. Resonate your words totally. Yes, I think to make good friends and to have support is to also be a good friend and support to yourself. And so the program is made to be a commitment to self, which ultimately overflows. Ace of Cups energy, right? Self love. You can give so much more when you're so much more in touch with yourself. It's not easy. It's not easy. That's why we have teachers, spiritual teachers. Really? That's what you want me to talk about now? Okay. Um, well, this is, I mean, this isn't totally new information, but this is something that I also utilize too with Virgo energy and what I teach my coaching clients, gut health. They say that your intuition is in your gut, right? Listen to your gut, that saying. Okay, so why are we not paying attention to what we eat and how our gut is impacted by our food, right? So we all know what's going on with like America's healthcare and the food industry, blah de da, right? Be careful of the food you eat, please. You don't gotta believe it, but I'm here as a psychic telling you that that conspiracy is not a conspiracy. It's very real. It's very real. It's causing cancers and diseases. And in the end, it's going to force you to buy medication and then be stuck in the system of never ending bad health. making the hospitals and the doctors and the insurance companies and the medication that they make a lot of money. Lots of money. Anyway, I saw a picture of this card and it has a snake and it's talking about twisting motions, and automatically I thought of the intestines in the gut is significant, which would be Scorpio and Pluto energy. I had this conversation once with my oldest son's bonus mom, Britt. Sometimes she's in the chat. She's been busy though, but she's also amazing when it comes to gut health information. Honestly, I want me and her to go more in depth with it together, but right now is not the time yet. Maybe somewhere down the line, but they wanted me to bring up that topic apparently for right now. And then I heard condensed milk. What? Okay. Don't know. I don't know. When the small water moves, they do not eat. Oh, that's something that I've been hearing through the TikTok Vine as well. People's appetites fluctuating. I have noticed that in myself as well. Like, I don't feel the need to eat 3 meals and 3 to 4 snacks. It's been more intuitively led. Because I think the frequency is changing, because people are waking up and there's an elevation of consciousness, it's impacting our environment as well. There's also been some videos I came across, and I've been discerning a lot of the videos I come across. Like, I'm obviously not taking everything I see from face value, but it is because of my Gemini placement, I'm supposed to share these things with the collective because there is a message in there somewhere. But anyway, this one guy, he was saying the differences he's witnessed in the nature changes. So he was saying that he used to go to this creek, and when he was a kid, there would be like so much wildlife, like a bunch of snails in the river, and you could fish there and blah 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 blah. He says now going to that same place, there's none of that. The water color looks different. There's no fish, there's no snails. Like, he said the insects that we would normally not like ticks, for examples, for an example, um, I'm thinking of like the word pest is coming to mind. So those kind of insects and animals are becoming more dominant. Whereas like other animals, like certain species of birds, I think even specific owls, they mentioned too in Washington, they said that there was an overgrow or over reproduction of specific owls that were harming other bird species or something like that. And so there's got to be a reason for this, right? So if the animals are changing, humans are also changing, behavior is changing. The Uranus and Gemini transit, which is a very long transit, I think it goes into 2033. That's what they're showing me. Someone like check this and see if I'm correct. um, it's supposed to change the way we think, communicate, and process information and technology. And when the transit started, you guys, something definitely happened to me. Something definitely changed. And I'm sure all my other Gemini placements out there, you could probably feel that too. Like, I even feel like I've seen a change in Brandon and the way me and him communicate too. Like, I feel like I understand Brandon a lot better from like our first messages. And maybe it's because that part of my mind opened up more to some kind of consciousness. I don't know. I don't know. but it's very interesting. Oh, it is 2033. Thank you. Okay, so like when I get channeled messages, you guys, it's my clairvoyance and clairsentience. Sometimes I'll hear things or I'll see images. And I saw literally an image of an article that I read the other day about the Uranus and Gemini transit. And I was like, how long is this transit? And the picture that I got was 2033. This is how my brain works. It highlights very specific things. Sometimes it can be hard to decipher of like, okay, is that spirit? Is it a memory? Is it intuition? A little bit of all of it. Chameleon, honestly. I can be a clown or mature. That is very Gemini. It is. I love Geminis. They're fun. Yes, I can be the same. I can be goofy, but I can be very mature. Way more than my age is what I hear. We learned a few survived naturally. The ground usually passed away nowadays. The cards I'm using are very intuitive, poetic. They're like more so collages than regular tarot decks. I feel like this is the best for me when I'm channeling. Completely different than tarot. So if you're someone that might benefit from that, maybe try it. I'm trying to see if anything Taurus comes through. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I bring up some astrology in the channel readings, but it's always pretty random. Finding like-minded people to community with, that's also a theme. They're giving me okay, calm down. They're giving me an image of these birds that I saw. They were so beautiful. I don't remember the name, but I ended up looking it up just to see a picture of it again. And because I thought like I was tripping. They were so beautiful that I thought like my brain was breaking down and that like my eyes were making it up. But like when I looked it up, I saw like 5 to 10 different posts locally and like neighbors also talking about seeing these birds. I'm like, okay, I'm not going crazy. But apparently they migrate here around this time from the all from basically Costa Rica area. And you can tell because they're freaking vibrant, like, they look like Costa Rican type of birds, like, tropical, you know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, Washington, I don't know if you know Washington state aesthetic, but we're very grunge. Like, those kinda colors don't really pop out very often. Like, our forest animals, like, they blend in with the trees, so it's more green, more brown type of animals, you know what I'm saying? Food is Taurus. Yes, yes. That is true, Brandon. See? Thank you. Good way to use your Gemini. Yeah, very Nirvana. Yes. Yeah, right? So, Seattle aesthetic compared to Costa Rica. Just think of that and then seeing like a slice of Costa Rica in your backyard in Washington. I think you'd wake up and be like, "What the F?" I was so confused, you guys. But they're bringing that up there because I think that there are going to be a lot of changes with migration, and Miriam predicted this. Like, so I'm not going to like take take her channeling for my own, but I have been like repeating these words from her for a while to my people as well because I've been getting the same messages. Yeah, like a restlessness feeling, which can be Sag. Like your soul calls to a new experience so much so that the restlessness of being stuck in the environment that you're in now is just like it's not possible. It's not energetically possible. And so you guys might see some unalignments between where you want to be and where you are now. And if not, then I would say congrats, you're probably in alignment and already been through this process. And obviously, this message would not be for you, right? But the Pluto to Saturn square tension, especially if you have it in Taurus, which I think a lot of us might be, you'll be feeling it. Um, One way that this is impacting the collective in the United States, it could be other places, but our food, yes. How expensive food is right now, the food tampering, the things that have been exposed about the FDA. Those are also very good examples of Taurus things and the Pluto square. Oh, I feel that for sure. Yeah. Okay, they keep saying sky rainbows, sky rainbows. And then they're giving me an image of basically this phenomenon that I came across that I've never seen before, but apparently it's not uncommon, but it's not common either. But it's like seeing a rainbow in obviously it's in the sky, but you know how rainbows it looks like an arc? Instead of an arc, it's almost just like a slice of a rainbow. It can be a square, it can be a circle, but it's like in the middle of the sky. It doesn't look like an arc where it like has a beginning to an end. Has anyone seen anything like that before? I do think there's some kind of scientific explanation, but as you know, for me, you guys, like I love the blend between science and spiritual because I think both can be true. I think both can coexist. And I think when we go through this transition as a collective with Pluto and Aquarius, when we get out of retrograde, we'll see more of an acceleration of the acknowledgement between the two. And I'm channeling still as I'm talking about these subjects, but what they're wanting to highlight is a really good example of this. Let's actually look this up so you don't think I'm just like making this shit up. Reiki in hospitals for cancer patients. I know this is real. Reiki is used in hospitals as a safe complementary therapy to help cancer patients manage treatment side effects and improve their emotional well being. While it has no scientific evidence proving it can treat or cure cancer itself, major medical networks routinely offer Reiki to alleviate distress. According to clinical studies published in the Journal of Pain and Symptom Management, patients receiving Reiki during infusions report significant immediate reductions in pain, anxiety, fatigue, and nausea. Pause. Students in the chat, have you ever had Reiki before? Do you know what Reiki is? You're stuck at home 24/7. I don't like that for you. So the key benefits are symptom relief, anxiety reduction, fatigue and sleep support, and non-invasive nature. I've done it once. Did you have a good experience? Literally reading Reiki only yesterday, just a massive change in mindset. Oh, really? Ryan, there's no coincidence there. This message is for you. UCLA Health. Let's click on this one. Clinical Perspective Reiki for Mind, Body, and Spirit Support for Cancer Patients by Pamela Miles. Pamela Miles is an integrative healthcare consultant, Reiki master, and educator in private practice in New York City and founding director of the Institute of the Advancement of Complementary Therapies. I like this. I like this. It is also my prediction that a lot of counselors and therapists and doctors will also be spiritual practitioners. There's already a few that I know via the internet. Like, I have one tarot reader network. She's in school to be a doctor. And man, she's younger than me. She blows my mind when it comes to some of her astrology perspectives. And I'm just like, wow, wow. I feel so grateful to cross paths with some of the people in this industry, you guys. Doing our best to heal the collective. Seems that way. Yeah. I looked into it thinking I have a change of energy focus would work for me right now, just to feel more connected to the present, you know? Absolutely, that would help. Answer the call. Okay, this is very long. I don't want to read the whole thing. Can we zoom in on. Oh, gosh, how long is this? Oh, there's lots of pages. Can you just zoom in on the most important part? Let's get to the bottom. Oi. This is a great article, though. I think I want to share this on my Patreon. Mm. Okay. Mm. Gosh. Sorry, you guys. Overcoming challenges to integration. Interesting. 259. Okay, let's read the research because this is interesting. Okay, a number of small studies have looked at the value of Reiki for cancer patients or for relief symptoms that the cancer patients may experience. A counterbalance crossover trial compared Reiki to rest as an intervention to reduce fatigue, pain, and anxiety, and to improve quality of life in cancer patients with the median age of 59 years. Participants assessed their fatigue and quality of life before and after the entire series of 7 Reiki or rest sessions. They also reported daily pain, tiredness, and anxiety before and after each individual Reiki or rest session. The Reiki group had significantly reduced fatigue both overall. 0.5 to 0.01 decreased anxiety for both. Basically giving me the difference in numbers, which are about the same for each one. Sorry, I'm getting sucked into this article. Barriers to quality research are considerable but not insurmountable. They include Reiki's lack of educational and practice standards and the resulting challenge to identify credible practitioners. The dearth of credible Reiki resources, the lack of dialogue among researchers, conventional clinic- clinicians, and Reiki practitioners, the lack of research training and full time Reiki practitioners, the lack of an industry or practice organization to encourage or fund or research, conventional medicine's lack of theoretical framework for subtle realities, and the conventional insistence on linear research approaches despite the complexity of the response to Reiki treatment. Interesting. Hmm. Patients can also learn to practice Reiki self treatment. That was something that I was kind of playing with on accident. Like, I was having really bad stomach pain, and it's part of my autoimmune disorder. And I was told that I have the gift of Reiki and that I'm supposed to pursue it at some point in my life, but I haven't figured out when that will be. But I had the thought of, like, what if you could do that Reiki on yourself? Is that even possible? And so I was kind of like doing similar movements that I've seen Reiki healers do. And I swear it was helping. It was moving something around. But, one could argue there is this saying, healers don't heal you. We teach you how to heal yourselves, basically. Everybody has the healer in them. So technically, everybody could do that for themselves, but are they meant to do it for other people? Or is this more of like a specific practitioner thing? Like, for example, shamans. Shamans tend to have this in their DNA, right? Usually in every family, there's a healer. That's my opinion. For it to work, you have to commit to it wanting to work. Yeah, I do think belief might have a lot to do with it, yes. Hmm. It's giving me some ideas, you guys, on like a personal level. I think a lot of you guys know, right? The long-term game of like the business is to have like a physical space for healing. So yes, we have a channel, social media I don't want to call it a podcast, is it? I don't know. Whatever. The channel, the content, it's supposed to expand beyond that. I haven't seen the blue Bodhi online in a while. Who? What is this? Hmm. Is that all? Is that all they wanted to talk about today? Those were pretty intense, important subjects. But that no, that would make sense that Reiki would come up during a Sagittarius full moon channeling reading, right? Because Sagittarius loves to explore other cultures and philosophies, ideas and beliefs. She does Reiki? No way. So we got new moon, new beginnings. So from now to the next new moon, from full moon to new moon, I guess depending when you see it too. shadow work. Slow it down. Meant to be. Okay. I have been getting this message for myself too, and other people, and it's very hard because of the restlessness and all the fire energy and the transits as of recent, and the tension and the pressure. It is meant to be felt, not to react, but to consider what it's making you feel in order to make sound decisions and then move in that direction, but try not to move too fast. Try not to move too fast, okay? It's really hard with Gemini and Sagittarius. Like, you're basically blowing smoke. Fire with air? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I also heard hurricane, as that could be because of Pluto, which is Scorpio. Scorpio being the fire of the water signs, fire signs out of the water signs, is what they would say. Queen of Wands energy. It is bold. It may require you to make a bold move or decision, which is also the Tower. Yes, you're correct. It is also the Tower. It's also the Death card. Those are all very intense, right? I'm dealing with so much Scorpio energy right now, you guys. It's insane. I do have some positive Scorpios in my sphere that has been helping. And Sagittarius's. What a mixed bag, honestly. The suggestion from Miriam to me, and maybe this will be helpful to one of you, is to look at your Mars and your Libra to see where you could create balance and where you should be taking action, if any. I would say most people are wanting to take more action with not enough thoughts, or the opposite, putting too much thought, overthinking, too much information, not enough doing or planning. So don't do that. 222 is significant, which usually means crossroads and choices. But then I'm getting the image of the Two of Wands. 66 and 777. Ace of Wands. King of Swords. Oh, there's that Two of Wands, yeah. The Hanged Man. Seven of Swords. 7, 8, 9. So, yeah, there's that message again of being careful of overthinking, over analyzing, also trying to manifest from a Seven of Swords aspect, which is kind of manipulating the energy, right? Trying to think of an example of what this could be. Um, uh, I don't know. Mm, I heard accountability partner. So maybe this is a blind spot for you. Give yourself grace. I think shame is the hardest part when it comes to like very deep shadow work and change. That's something people struggle with. But shadow work is so important for your manifestations so that you're not constantly blocking yourself on accident due to your subconscious behaviors. Happens to all of us if you needed that reminder. People get really defensive when they're in the Seven of Swords energy. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll just leave you alone because you must obviously like this situation, like feeling this way, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Mars Libra is coming to me. I stopped treating clarity as something to find and treat it as something you create through action. Good to know. Good for you. Um, I'm still trying to understand what that comment means, but basically you would go into your birth chart and you would look at your Mars and your Libra, and basically that would answer what you just said. So to find clarity, there's your answers in your birth chart. Where should I take action? Where should I create balance? Not enough to know. You have to actually do the thing, right? That's why I keep reiterating having someone on your side that can coach you through and mentor you through that and hold you accountable. Maybe that's why they brought up an accountability partner. And then they're asking a question of like, how often have you told yourself this? So I don't know what they mean by that. Don't know what they mean by that. Six of Wands, Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, King of Swords. Repeating cards again. And they're highlighting the challenge between the mind and the emotions. So what they're saying is what's being felt through the collective is the emotional exhaustion in the body, which is the Pluto square that wants people or is pushing people to take action or inspiring them to. Finding a different way to collaborate, work together with someone, communicate with someone, other people, in order to get your needs and your wants met. If it's not that, it's in order to achieve a goal. There's still information that needs to be sorted out, and a lot of watching. It's like giving me wallflower energy, observing. Hi, Rose. Welcome in. Please double tap to like that video, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. I know we're kind of, what are we, 74 minutes in. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I'm a tarot reader and intuitive coach for the last 6 years. We've been doing more channeled readings and have different playlists. Go ahead and check those out. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Grounded, dedication, solid effort, working towards a goal, a plan. But the biggest blockage really is the Hierophant in reversed. Gosh, this can be many things. But it's almost giving me like showing up for yourself, advocating for yourself, or building something because that thing that you need does not exist yet, is what they're saying. So, like, they're giving me examples of like hospitals, schools, very specific gray zones of like niches, even. I don't know what this is. This could be literally anything depending on how this lands for you. But I could see how this fits in my life right now, for sure. The feeling of not having enough, but it's mostly because you're trying to do everything yourself, which is not going with the flow of the energy. Let's just say that. Part of this comes with having to communicate your needs. Queen of Swords with the Lovers, Gemini energy. Hospital tomorrow morning, just blood work. Interesting. And the last time I did blood work, they didn't do anything with what they took from me. I was so upset. I basically quit that doctor. I was like, are you kidding me? I give 6 vials of blood, and it basically sat there. And then they asked if, like, they needed my permission to retest it, and it was like 3 months later. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The healthcare system is horrible where I am. It also depends, like, where you go, but where I went, oh my gosh. I was just like, you seriously should be sued for negligence, because that's unreal. How are you gonna take vials of someone's blood and then have it, like, not be tested for months? And then make them come back? I was like, what am I? You think I'm just like a rat with endless blood? Who wants to do that? I have so many stories of my journey through Western medicine. I'm like basically going through the whole deck. You can really do that, you guys, and they'll just keep talking. Pincushion. I don't know. At one point, I was asked to be like a research guinea pig for Seattle Children's in Seattle. Or I said Seattle Children's in Seattle. Obviously, the hospital in Seattle for kids. Because they could not figure out what was wrong with me. I feel like I basically diagnosed myself, although I took basically some of what they were able to find. But there is no cure for it. King of Wands in reverse. All about the actions that you don't take. Opportunities that you're supposed to seize. Supposed to? And yet they say that whatever is yours won't ever pass you by. But also carpe diem, seize the day, is what I'm hearing. Ace of Swords. So this can be the result of doing really good shadow work. How you know that you're on track is to go look at your Saturn placements. All right, they said the end. Who is talking? Who is my guides? They're like, the end. That's the end. Okay, so I guess let me know in the comments how that ends up resonating and what you end up fighting. Fighting. They said fighting. But I meant finding, so I don't know, maybe that's also a channel message. The okay, not done. I'm hearing the song fighting for my right to party. Have anyone heard that? That is so random. Okay, well, I guess let me know in the comments what are your Saturn placements and what did you find? Because apparently they gave you the key. So whatever is going on here. I don't think I've heard that song in so long. Sometimes I think they give me songs that I've never heard of, or I might have heard at like passing, but like, it's not on my playlist. It's not like a song I would listen to. And so that's how you know it's a channeled message is like it's not even, you know, it's not even from me. It's not something that I would like or that I would turn on. So strange. And this has always been something that is existed since I was little. Like I would just like be going through my day, I would hear these random songs. And so there's people I know like that I've been waiting to kind of go through their own awakening and realize that they also have similar gifts. So when people tell me that like they have that, I'm like, "Oh, do you know that you're actually getting messages?" It's very difficult if you don't like have anyone around you to validate like, "Oh, this is actually a spiritual experience," and teaching yourself how to discern what that means and not just hearing a random song, that's a whole other thing. My Saturn placement is in Pisces. Emotional confidence is built through participation, not analysis. Oh, interesting. That is very fitting for what we just went through and talked about. Yes. Well, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys for participating in the chat. I hope you guys had fun talking amongst yourselves. If you're in need of a personal reading, go ahead and check out my links. But until next time, bye.